Within a 6 block radius, I'm at the audition. I'm like already ready. I'm ready to go. The minute that I walk into the room, I'm ready. The minute that I sign in, ready. Unless I need to quick change my clothes. Otherwise, I wait to change my clothes. Then I sign in. And then I read all the boards. I make sure everything's right. I try to stick to myself because a lot of actors know me because I do work in casting. But I say, you know what? It's so nice to see you, but I got to work on this audition. And I have to get back to work, or I have to do this. So, girl, find me on Facebook. We'll talk then. Like, I just find a way to just make sure that I'm focused and I'm still friendly, like never rude, just very friendly. Even if you see someone that you literally don't like still just like, hey, because you never know what role they have. And especially sometimes those little assistants that you see running around and you can be dismissive of them. Sometimes they have you never know whose ear they have. So that's not to evoke any fear at all. It's just saying that it's a complete interview the entire time and just treat it as such. I do wear the same clothes. Like if it's a commercial audition, I wear the same exact clothes if it's a callback. I've even heard of people wearing the same underwear. I was like, that's extreme. I was like, you go do that. That's a little bit extreme for me. But and I just treat everyone there as if they're the most important person and that has my attention at the time, including the other actors. Because there's been times where other actors have been a little catty with each other. And then one commercial I booked, the girls were high-fiving each other and were like, see you on set. And Karen, I didn't see them on set though. I've heard once a guy was in a bathroom, using a bathroom, and he didn't realize that the director was sitting in the behind the scenes, so he didn't see everybody. And then he was just talking. He's like, "Oh man, I don't even know what happened to me in there." Like he was talking down on himself. And then the director was like, I wish he now that he said he's right, like it wasn't that good. And I was like, oh my God. They already had that board already lined up. And the guy performed so well. Like he did such a great job. And then he walks over to the board and said, oh, I think you should go with this guy. And they were like, when he left the room, they put his picture, they threw it away. They called his agent. And then the casting director stopped seeing him. He's such a good actor that I think the casting director started seeing him again, but not with that client, obviously. But it was poor form. My attitude is there's a reason why I'm here. There's been times where I've been the only Black person there. I'm like, and I don't think immediately, oh, just in case they go Black. I'm like, oh, they just needed to see me today. So I'm like, I'm meant to be here. So I would definitely encourage any actor, even if you don't fit the specs. Like sometimes I get auditions where the women are like 20 years older than me. And I'm like, and they know it too. They're like, girl, what you doing here? I was like, I'm here. So watch out, girl. Like, so I'm like, like you never know what the specs could have changed or anything. And so just go full out and go for it. Like, I'm one of those people who just want to work. And I'm like, okay, if that's what you need me to do, I'm ready. I don't think everybody's racist at all. I think we just have a lot of blind spots and we have a lot of assumptions. Like little snippets too. It's not always overt. Like just even small things. Like for the longest time on breakdowns, it'll say mulatto, which is completely offensive, asking us to be more like she's more urban. I said, what do you mean by that? Because I'm from the south side of Chicago and I'm from Evanston, Illinois. But speaking to me, like it's more like, I guess I'm more Obama Black. Like, what do you want? So it's like little things. It's not dead smacking your face. There's been times when I've booked things and then I've heard from other actors say little snide remarks like, oh, they probably just needed to go more ethnic on the role. I'm like, or they booked the right person for the role. Done. Bye. Like just let it go. Completely let it go. The callback is a brand new story and just releasing it and let it go. Everything we do is our business, from the way we look, the way we show up, the way we perform. That's our calling card. That's like our business marquee. And just doing a show in front of the camera. But otherwise it's business. Like how would you treat your colleagues? How would you want to keep if you want those people to keep hiring you, because you're not just auditioning for that one job. That casting director books a lot of other jobs. So, and so does the session director, and so does the assistants. And so just being kind to everybody, even if they're being mean, even if the assistant is being mean, even if the casting director is being mean. I've experienced that before. It's like, just give them grace, because you never know what they've been through. Because I've worked at a talent agency, casting, and as an actor, I'm able to see it from, and I've worked in production too. When you have that type of perspective, you learn how to give as much grace as possible. Like, you're like, this person deserves some grace. You don't know what they've been through. They're under pressure, not a big budget. Give them a minute and let everything go. Like, forgiveness too. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to forgive you for that, because I still need to come into this audition office, and I'm gonna let that go. Everybody's paying attention to everything. You're still on the job, even though you just booked the job. You're still basically for the next job. So just kind etiquette. Like, you never know who the extras are. There's been times where the extra was actually one of the producers, and they just kind of was there because times were tough. They were in between producing jobs, and they worked with the producing team, and they just needed more people. So you just never know who the extras are. You never know who anyone is. The one little PA could be the director's son. You don't know. So it's just, I would say, my main advice is just, again, kindness. There's no room for divas anymore. Like, that's gone. Like, just like with the Me Too movements, I think just being a jerk is like this. Like, everybody's not dealing with it anymore. So I would say just not being fake, because that's annoying too. But just being cool. I don't know what happened, but I lost all my marbles. I just went in there and was being crazy. Like, I was just trying to get him to like me. And I was saying all these ridiculous one-liner jokes that didn't make any sense, and it didn't land. And it was so bad. When he first saw me, his eyes were lit up, and he was like, okay, like, let me see what this girl got. Then I remember it just went down. I felt it go downhill when I kept doing all those dun 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 one-line jokers. I don't even know what I was doing. I flubbed all the lines. I was sweating. It was awful. And I think what I took away from it, and what I'm relearning right now, even as I'm reliving it, is that he really wanted me to do well. I didn't have to feel like I needed to do anything more than do a good job. Like, I knew the script, I studied it, I even worked with a coach. I was so prepared, and I just fell apart. For some reason, I wanted it so bad, and the stakes seemed so high. And if I just relaxed into the knowing that I was great and I just needed to do a great job, and it's either my job or it's not my job, and that's it. This director, he once said to me, Shannon, when it's your job, it was always your job. It had everything to do with you. And Shannon, when you didn't get the job, it was never your job, and it has absolutely nothing to do with you. I've seen people not book a job because they're like, oh, we only need 4 students because that's all the budget stands for. Those are our top 6 choices. Just count the first 4. So if you were the last 2, you just didn't get the job. They just didn't have the budget. That's simple. Like, it's so not personal. That's why I love that advice about when it's your job, it was always your job. And when it's not your job, it's not your job. Just keep moving. Leave all the stuff that happened in the room in the room. This is like probably the best time ever for an actor, because so many people are looking for new faces. A lot of the jobs are non-union now. So I would say, taking the advice of any teacher that you have, like Karen, as far as like room etiquette, everything that we just discussed, making sure that your picture looks like you. Representation, yes, is important, but there's ways that you can go to submit yourself, like Actors Access or LA Casting or Casting Frontier. There's quite a few different services that exist that you can just go for it. And also creating your own projects. I just learned about these young actors who sold a show to Amazon Prime. So, and I would say this is good advice for actors now. If you're just, where's my audition? What's going on? And we've all had to pivot and find other ways to earn money and to take care of ourselves and to support our families. So I say, in the midst of that, on your downtime, create your own characters. We have so much opportunity right now that we could use, and people are craving content. Because it's like, especially with these stay at home, people are like, what else can I watch? And it's not too much right now. It's not too much. People are definitely looking for something new and something exciting. And if you have that inkling, if you have that calling, you have to go for it. It's so weird because it feels like this is one of my best lives, one of the best years of my lives, and it's also one of the worst years of my life all at once. And and I feel like it's changed me in that what used to be so important to me isn't as important to me anymore. Like getting people to like me or how I appear to people or what they think of me just doesn't even affect me the way it used to. Because I'm just like, at the end of the day, the most important thing is our health. I'm learning that that's the most wealthy thing is our health, not not material things. Material things, I can't even imagine having wanting to go after material things anymore. It's all about, am I eating healthy? Am I taking care of myself? Am I drinking enough water? Like just the very basic things are most important to me now.